everybody, what is up, Proftos here, and today we're going to be talking about E3 2017. Now I've got my little cheat sheet here because I know damn well I'm going to forget shit if I do not write that down. But yeah, so I'm basically going to be going through this part of going through my favorites and who I thought was kind of the best of between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. So to get things started off right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and jump on the Xbox part. So of course, we got our big announcement of the Xbox One X. No, it's not the Scorpio. I thought Scorpio would have probably been a better name and less confusing for parents wanting to purchase this for their kid or teenager on Christmas, because it sounds way too similar. You have the Xbox One S, Xbox One X. So it sounds to me like you might have a lot of kids getting the wrong freaking console for Christmas. But oh well. Either way, it's still pretty cool. So far we got the specs. CPU has a 2.3 gigahertz, 8 cores, 1 terabyte hard drive, 12 gigs of DDR5 RAM at 6.8 hertz, and 6 teraflops GPU, and of course a 4K UHD Blu-ray player. So this is definitely really cool. It's nice to see a lot of companies, or most of the consoles now, starting out keeping out that 1 terabyte, because 500 gigs is way too low in the past. So besides that, we got another big announcement, which is one that kind of caught me off guard, which was original Xbox games being backwards compatible with the Xbox One. Now that was really cool. That was something I thought at first they were going to announce last year, but they didn't. But it was definitely really cool to see that it's finally like, holy shit, we got 3 generations of games on there now, which I don't know why Sony refuses to, but oh well, we can't do anything about that. But so far, don't expect like a super large library right away, because the only game they announced was Crimson Skies, which is definitely really cool. It's a fan favorite. And another one they did not announce there, but it was confirmed, which is Fusion Frenzy, which is was pretty awesome in my book, because that was a game when I first got the original Xbox. I played a shit ton of freaking co-op and everything with all my friends. So that's gonna be cool to see that come back, kind of bring back some nostalgia and everything. So, one of the first games we got off the bat, it's not exclusive to the console, but, their whole thing. Before I even get into it, let's talk about their whole exclusive. But after a while, I was like, okay, this is becoming a joke and everything. So I was like, oh shit.
Exclusive.
Oh shit.
Exclusive.
Oh shit.
Exclusive.
But yeah, so that was kind of funny. I was like, guys, I get it. You want to have exclusives on your console. People are bitching about you not having that, but half of these ones weren't only for the console. It's kind of like, hey, it's come out exclusively first, but it's not only for the console forever. So I mean, that was kind of weird, but let's just start out. So Dragon Ball FighterZ was definitely a really cool one. I'm actually pretty excited, because finally I wasn't even expecting another Dragon Ball Z game, but this one kind of takes a little bit back to the roots and everything. It's more of an arcades type fighter, but just to talk about the freaking cell shading on that game, it was freaking crazy, because just looking at it, it looks pretty fucking close to the anime, which is something that really surprised me a lot. And I love the fact that it's done by Arc System. Thank you, creators such freaking classic arcade ones like Guilty Gear, BlazBlue. So even the game, so I've seen some of the gameplay, and yeah, definitely you can tell it's made by them, but it's freaking amazing. Like, I love the fact that we're getting a true Dragon Ball Z game, and actually like a badass looking arcade style. So far it looks like, they did show that there was Golden Frieza in there, so that leaves open to there might be some more Dragon Ball Super characters in it. I don't know yet, but we'll see. It would be kind of cool to see the Super Saiyan Blue, maybe some of the Super Saiyan Blue fusions and all that. So we'll have to see, because they only gave us a handful of characters on the demo floor. So besides that, we got the new Assassin's Creed Origins, which is amazing, because I kind of completely forgot about thinking about Assassin's Creed, but then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, they actually haven't announced the game in a while, huh? And then of course, as the rumor said, it is going to be set in ancient Egypt, which means no more guns and all that, which means it's going to be probably pretty fun, because we get to go back to, kind of the roots of Assassin's Creed, where all you had was blades and everything, and I only think you had arrows in the original. So it is definitely going to be really cool to see. The game looks amazing so far, and it basically takes place where talking about how the original Assassins organization even got started. So that was definitely one I'm pretty hyped for. I cannot wait to try that out. And yes, it's definitely good to see that they took a year off to kind of work on it, up the quality instead of trying to push one out every year, which seems a little rushed. All right, so our next game that we got was PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. If you haven't heard about that, it was originally a PC game where you get 100 players all in one map, and everybody battles it out, and whoever's the last player is a winner. So so of course we got some upscaling, we got some added features for the Xbox, but it's definitely cool to see like a freaking massive multiplayer game like that coming to the Xbox One. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, once again, not exclusive, but it's cool to kind of see some of these PC games making their way over to the console. So next one we got is Crackdown 3, and can we talk about Terry Crews? But yeah, so Terry Crews is fucking hilarious as shit in it. Like, they had him sitting there talking about it, sitting there, we need to take it back. Sitting there going, Terry Crews being Terry Crews. So I love the fact that they used him on that, and of course we know this game is going to be awesome. They showed off more gameplay, which still confirms the game is going to be freaking fun as shit. So that was cool. That was actually probably one of the comedic reliefs of the whole conference. So after that, we got Anthem. Anthem was one that kind of caught me off guard because, I guess they were showing some pretty cool games and everything. But then I was kind of thinking, like, well, I haven't seen any sort of new IPs, nothing, new and fresh, and all of a sudden it started showing Anthem. Like, what's this one? And it looks freaking pretty badass because you get these like exosuits that you can change out different models, different specs, and you basically get to go fly around and explore this whole planet filled with deadly monsters, and you can even dive down into the ocean. I'm pretty sure, from what I saw, it looks like you can probably have, multiplayer on it, probably most likely online, not split screen. But yeah, so that's definitely really cool. It does look like a game to me that would be pretty freaking fun as shit if you're able to play with, a group of like 4 friends. So that was definitely cool. That was probably one of my favorites of the Xbox conference, just because of the fact that it's something totally new, and it looks like it'd be probably a game I could spend quite a few hours on. So after that, we have Shadows of Mordor, of course, our favorite orc on there, Bruised, because freaking, I don't know, he kind of pretty much stole the show because he's freaking hilarious with half his banter and everything. But yeah, because the first Shadow of Mordor, I didn't really pay much attention to, but after watching this trailer, it's like, okay, I might actually want to give this game a try because it actually does look like it'd be pretty fun. So yeah, so that was Xbox conference. It was pretty good. They had some definitely unexpected announcements. So next, let's go on to Sony. So Sony is one, of course, had their technical difficulties with sound at the beginning, which kind of made it suck for people watching at home. But they first showed off Uncharted Lost Legacy. So this one, I was hearing something about maybe an Uncharted coming, but it kind of threw me off, and like I'm interested to play it, but we have 2 new female roles in it. Definitely looks like it's going to be like a whole new story. I don't know if it has anything to do with Nathan Drake or any of his friends. But yeah, we got 2 new characters going through these tombs, Uncharted stuff, basically trying to find treasure. But I probably need to, see some more, kind of get an idea of what the heck the story is and who these people are in order for me to really say, hey, I gotta buy this right now. I gotta go down to GameStop and pre-order this. But yeah, so I'm not gonna knock the game. It looks like it'd be cool. It's Uncharted. They haven't let me down before, so I'll give it a shot. But so far, yeah, I'm pretty sure, before launch, we'll actually get a bit more details to figure out who these people are, what the whole story is now, and what they're going after. Alright, so our next one we have is, of course, God of War. We got some more gameplay of it. Now they did show us some kind of interesting features because they kind of showed, Kratos when he's talking to the kid, he's sitting there, like, get frustrated. You see the anger meter building up, and then he kind of calms down and then lowers. So like that was weird because usually Kratos is kind of like, I'm fucking pissed off. I'm gonna destroy everything. And then this time he's kind of like, no, I'm gonna calm myself down. I'm trying to show some patience with this kid. But yeah, so it definitely looks really interesting. I can't probably, for sure buy it from PS4, but it looks freaking fun as shit. And so far it's looking like he has some sort of axe that he tries his hardest to get rid of, and for some reason out of nowhere it just keeps flying back to him. So it's like, I'm guessing it's some sort of curse axe that he has to figure out how to get rid of, or something like that. But it's definitely going to be cool to try this one out. I can't wait. I think, if I remember the date correct, I think it's supposed to be an early 2018 game. So we'll have to see. We still got a pretty good ways away till it comes out. So next one is going to be probably one of the ones I liked a lot last year, which was Detroit Become Human. Now this time they showed a little bit different aspect of the storyline, because before it was kind of like, hey, you can be a policeman or a detective and kind of try to save people, try to negotiate. Negotiations can go so many different ways. But this time they kind of showed a bit more of the action part of it, because it kind of shows all the androids and everything kind of rebelling because they're kind of have consciousness. They're like, yo, this is fucked up. We're being sold as objects. We're freaking people. And so this one, you kind of shows the options you can have when it's like, hey, do you want to just fuck everything up, destroy the whole freaking city, just cause a muck, or do you want to play it smart and be able to hide away from the police that are coming by, and how you really want to carry out this whole mission of rebellion. So once again, it was probably one of the ones I was most interested in last year, and of course this series showed off again, and it was, I freaking liked it. I'm definitely excited to play it, and it's probably definitely almost one of my top picks from Sony. So the next one we have was Spider-Man. So that's the only thing that kind of bugged me with this E3 is we didn't really get a whole lot of new stuff. We kind of just saw a lot of kind of updated footage of stuff we already saw last year. But besides that, we got to see some gameplay of the new Spider-Man game. It definitely looks freaking badass as shit. Of course, you got a bit of your quick time events, but I know that bugs some people. For me, I was like, I don't mind. If it doesn't, interrupt the flow of the gameplay too much, then it's no big deal. But so that was definitely one that looks really cool. The freaking action scenes look amazing. It looks honestly like probably the Spider-Man game I've been wanting to play for the longest time, because I've played a few. I've done some on PS2. I did the one that they did off the movie with Andrew Garfield, which was pretty decent. But this one kind of looks like that true Spider-Man game. You can go anywhere you want to see. You get these really high action-packed battles. So that was definitely really cool to see. So it's probably definitely one of the ones I might actually pick up. And let's see, we also got Monster Hunter Worlds. That one kind of caught me off guard. I was looking because I was like, wait, it kind of looks like Monster Hunter. Like, nah, it can't be. I was like, oh shit, we got a new Monster Hunter on the PlayStation 4. And it actually looks pretty cool. And this is from someone who's never really gotten into it. I tried the demo on the Wii U. I was like, seems a little clunky, I don't know. But then this one, I was like, you know what, if they put out a demo, I might give this a shot, because it does really look freaking amazing. The graphics look great, and it looks like a really fun, co-op game to play with friends. So who knows, maybe this might be the Monster Hunter that actually wins me over and gets me into the series. And the last one that really caught my eye was, of course, Days Gone. We've already kind of seen gameplay of that. We saw some stuff last year, but it definitely, to me, it seems like a much different take on, the whole zombie genre, because, before it's usually like, oh no, we gotta escape, kill the zombies, blah, zombie game. But this one kind of, seems pretty interesting, because of the fact that you have to figure out how you're gonna, infiltrate some of the enemy camps. You can literally lure the zombies and attacking them for you, and it kind of looks like you really got to think of, how you want to make your way through these areas. So that was definitely a pretty cool one. So the last one is Nintendo. Nintendo actually has some pretty cool ones. I mean, nothing like a new IP or anything, but definitely some that, actually got me excited. Like, yes, they're coming back. But so the first one it showed was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now that one actually looked really cool, and I'm actually pretty damn excited for it, because it's cool to see the Switch, getting a JRPG right there on a console. You can take it anywhere you go. But the trailer looked amazing, and the gameplay looks pretty cool, so I'm definitely pretty psyched to actually try that one out. I'm glad to see some sort of RPGs getting onto the console. The next one we got, which of course I was also really excited for, which is we're getting a new Kirby game for the Switch, which is really freaking cool, because we haven't really had, a traditional normal Kirby game for a good while now. We've had, some of the kooky ones on the 3DS. We had one, I think, what was it? We have, that was Yarn Yoshi last time. And then we had, of course, the Draw one on the Wii U. But I've been waiting for, just get that classic Kirby multiplayer and everything. So it was really cool to see Kirby finally, returning to a bit of its root gameplay, and with us finally actually, getting an updated game. So definitely a game I was psyched for the Switch. I was like, alright, now Switch, you're starting to win me over. So we're gonna get some new games. So next one we got, this one they didn't really show any, pictures or gameplay, but they pretty much announced it, which one of the guys from the Pokemon company pretty much said, hey, there is a Pokemon RPG in development for the Switch, but then he said that, but don't, expect it really soon. It might still take another year or more. We don't know, but that's pretty much confirming Pokemon Stars. I believe, actually I just saw earlier today that Pokemon Stars did have a UK pre-order pop up on, was it Amazon? So that was kind of interesting, but I'm pretty sure that's, if it is, which I'm pretty damn sure it is, everybody else is too, that we're actually getting, a full-blown Pokemon game on the console, which is going to be freaking amazing to play on the TV. Alright, so next one that was actually a really gigantic shock to me was Metroid Prime 4. I was like, fuck yes. Because for the longest time, even for their 25th birthday, they didn't really announce anything with Metroid. We had that one, I think it was last year, but it was kind of just like some weird off-brand kind of Metroid-ish. But this one is supposed to be a full-blown one. Like I said, we didn't get any gameplay. All we got is a nice little logo. But we basically, hey, it's in development. We know it is. So I did hear the original developers are not the ones making this. So that's also going to be interesting to see, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to screw it up as long as they don't add any, make you forced to use any sort of kooky, freaking motion controls like Star Fox did. Then yeah, so that's definitely going to be really cool. I'm pretty excited for it. Next one, which is definitely really cool to see, is we're finally getting a new Yoshi game for this Nintendo Switch. And that one's really cool because, we got Yarn Yoshi. That was definitely pretty classic to the original Yoshi's Island and all that. But this one's using an Unreal Engine. That's some pretty cool graphics, the way they're showing it, how you're going in and out of these cardboard houses. So it was definitely really cool to kind of see, like, yes, we're getting an original Kirby game, we're getting an original Yoshi game. So they're definitely bringing out all their, original IPs, and bringing them, in full games. So that's actually going to be really cool to see, how this will be. I'm pretty sure, Kirby and Yoshi, it's kind of hard to mess up on those. So that's pretty exciting. Of course, we got some new gameplay of Super Mario Odyssey. Now that one, even just from the get-go, I'm like, yep, I'm gonna fucking buy this. I am gonna play this game because, and then this time we actually got, from the treehouse, we got quite a bit of gameplay from it. It shows like you can sit there and throw your hat, take over frogs, missiles. Pretty sure at some point you can take over a full T-Rex, and you can sit there and take over even a person, which is crazy. So it's definitely kind of like a throwback to Super Mario 64. It's super open world. I think it's definitely going to be, really cool to see. I do know there was some weird ass thing about everybody go, oh, Mario's racist. Did you see that poncho and sombrero he had on? Was it race appropriation? He's just a racist. What the heck, Nintendo America? I'm like, and when I saw this, I'm like, are people seriously getting offended by this? Like, what the fuck? It's just like you're literally getting offended for other people about an Italian plumber who was created in Japan wearing a freaking sombrero and a poncho. Like, it's not like he's trying to be super racist, not like they're going out of their way. It's pretty cool that they're actually, Mario gets to go there, get some of their clothes, appreciate their culture. It's nothing offensive. They're not sitting there doing anything, so luckily I don't think it's blown up to anything. That's the one thing I was worried about. Thankfully it didn't blow up too big, but I just thought it was really stupid when I saw it. I'm like, come on guys, really? Quit getting freaking offended by everything. So, besides that, we also got Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS, and that was another cool one because it's kind of more of a side-scrolling Metroid. It looks like you actually got a bit more of a kind of action punch you can use to sit there and throw an enemy up into the air and shoot him. So that was definitely really cool. I was really actually pretty shocked that we got 2 brand new Metroid games coming out. So I was like, hey, I guess that's what we get for forgetting the 25th birthday. But you know what? I'm not even gonna complain because hey, it's new Metroid games. So as for, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say who really won this one. My choice is probably between, I don't know, probably Nintendo's probably had a lot of gameplay and stuff that I actually like, even though theirs is only like 24 minutes long, which is stupidly short. But other than that, I did like Nintendo. I don't know. This year is kind of really hard for me to say, hey, this one for sure won E3, but because all three of them, all three actually had cool stuff that I was like, hell yeah, I want to play this. So this year, I don't know if it was kind of a little bit on the underwhelming side because it didn't really have a lot of stuff that made me think like, oh shit, freaking like I know there's been some E3s where freaking like Sony freaking blew my mind and completely won me over. There's some where Xbox had a shit ton of good games and looked freaking amazing. And Nintendo's kind of always been kind of up and down, sort of, but I thought Nintendo actually did pretty well this year. That's why I'm kind of leaning on their side, because they actually did announce a lot of cool stuff, such as 2 Metroid games, more gameplay in Super Mario Odyssey, Yoshi, Kirby, and all that. So that was probably mostly because of some of my favorite Nintendo titles. Would I like to see more IPs from them? Yeah, probably. That would be cool, but I can't complain. It is what it is. Alright everybody, so that's about all I have for this video right now. Let me know what your guys' favorite games from this E3 was. Who do you think won this E3? Was it Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo? I don't know. I'm kind of neutral between all of them because I honestly enjoyed stuff from all of them this year. But yeah, so that's all we got for here. As always, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll catch you guys later.